Welcome everybody. We are back for episode 11. We finally made it over into the tens, which is nice. So last week, and especially for Ed's purpose, so we kind of summed up and wrapped up America in that you met back with Schoenberg and showed her some of the evidence, and that was enough that that could really sort of bring down the corruption within the police. So it was a bit of sort of gathering the evidence, putting the pieces together, and kind of just bringing it to. You managed to get enough money and tickets booked that you could start following a lead after going through the evidence, because you found yet another card for the Penhew Foundation in London. So you took aboard to sea, and sort of 5 days later, you have managed to get over in London. So I will move you over to London 10.
Oh, yeah.
So I think what we agreed is that you initially pulled into port at Southampton and made your way down, I think is what we agreed last week. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sounds right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Apart from up. Yes.
Yes. Geography is not very good. So I'll just get some.
It's alright, you don't live in Britain.
Yeah, exactly.
So where are we now?
Exactly. So, if you want to be in London, you can be in London. So, realistically, it's kind of dealer's choice. So, it's reasonably well connected. You've got the underground at this time. Transport is pretty good. You've got sort of double-decker buses, hackney carriages. There are some trams. And railways are reasonably interconnected. You've got sort of the standard London, Midland and Scotland Railway, and Great Western Railway exists at this time. London is kind of in a period where, following the Great War, it's sort of claimed as sort of an entirety of a generation. It's still kind of recovering from that. A lot of the aristocracy heirs have been lost, servants no longer serve, and kind of like the power once guaranteed by bloodline has kind of been completely shifted. So between kind of like the Roaring Twenties, British class system is slowly bleeding into kind of like a slow death away. Labourers are striking around this time, and it's kind of in a bit of the kind of heart of the British Empire is sort of beginning to sort of crumble, really. So it's quite a tough time for Britain. Yeah.
Sucks to be them.
Yeah. So you arrived sort of over sort of on White Star Line was the ship that you come over on, and we just I think it was James's knowledge roll last time realised that actually guns are going to be harder to get through customs. Shotguns by license you can have, that's quite common, but without valid excuse you would not be able to bring guns into the country.
Yeah, do we not chat to someone and he said...
Yeah, did I not organise a way of getting them in?
I think you agreed to pack them and you were bringing them on a particular hunting trip.
Okay,
yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
But did we manage to get the guns that we do have into the country, or?
Yeah.
We did. Okay, cool. So they're just like, we shouldn't probably like carry them around.
Yeah.
Riflements.
Well, carrying them around is fine as long as it's concealed, I suppose.
There's no way of concealing
a rifle.
Yeah, the rifle. That's just not happening.
No.
Oh, you got gigantic ones.
Yeah, but for the sake of carrying it around with until we get some more ammo, it's not worth it. It's got 2 shots left.
Yes.
It's not like you're unarmed when you walk around anyway, so...
No.
Yeah.
Not sure how he explained the brass knuckles as part of the hunting gear that's necessary.
I don't think well, brass knuckles have been part of British society since like time immemorial, haven't they?
It's a souvenir, you know.
we sorted the accommodation out, I'm assuming, before we left, didn't we? Because we were after transport and accommodation.
Yeah,
in terms of getting that, you've got money for accommodation, but he's not booked you
Oh,
anywhere.
right, okay.
Within kind of, there's plenty of B&Bs, there's plenty of hotels. It all depends on kind of what you want to pay. We're also in a time frame in terms of money to give you guys an idea of what you would have brought over. So we're still in the pound sterling, but a pound is divided into 20 shillings. 20 shillings is 240 pennies. So 12 pennies make 1 shilling.
And we've only got dollars.
And $5, yeah. So you would have been able to get some money to come over with. That's not a problem. Roughly $5 at this time makes a quid.
5, okay.
Yeah. Just to give you an idea of prices when you start to look at things.
My brain's already broken by the shillings.
Yes. Yeah. I can remind you later if you need to.
Right, so we can have exchanged some money before we came.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, so how much? $5 to a pound?
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to do...
You're doing maths.
11 pounds.
I'm struggling to get
It's
audio
probably
to
quite
play.
a lot.
Is it working for you guys at all?
No,
Not for a moment, but it stopped again.
Right. Okay. Just having a little bit of an issue. They seem to have updated it, so it's changed. But I'll try and get things to go. Yeah. So essentially, where would you like to sort of head to within this country?
So have we arrived? If we've arrived in London, we might as well let's find a hotel.
Yeah, we need to get rid of some bags because I have a duffel bag with not very much stuff in it because I don't own very much stuff. But
Yeah. What
well,
part?
are we staying in London? We're not, are we? We're going up to.
No, we're staying in London. London is where the Penhew Foundation is. We might move thereafter, but
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we went Southampton and now we've got to London. Right. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy enough, just for brevity.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess accommodation.
Okay. What part of London would you like to try and find accommodation within?
Not too nice.
South Bank.
South Bank.
I mean, at this point in time in the 1920s, South Bank is not a place you probably want to stay. I don't think.
Probably not.
Where's near to the foundation that we're supposed to be going to? So it might be an idea staying within like a 4 or 5 mile radius of that.
I can answer that. So South Bank is South Bank's within a mile radius of that. If we were to go, what is central West London, north of the Thames, is there.
Yeah. Anywhere around north of the Thames is probably fine, isn't it?
So-
Conveniently on here.
If you kind of just sort of locate and sort of ping me on the map just so I can see sort of roughly where you'd like to.
I would think anywhere near sort of 579.
Like this area.
Yeah.
That's a pretty expensive bit of London, I think.
It wholly depends on what you'd like to pay, really.
But you just want to live in the park, Jax.
Do we have a tent?
I've got a tent.
No. I was clicking on Buckingham
Oh,
Palace.
you're clicking on Buckingham Palace. You're just staying at Buckingham Palace. Okay, yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm not paying.
What? I'm
Well-
not paying. I'm staying with the Queen. What? No.
It's going to be harder to get somebody else to pay at the minute.
Hmm.
It's going to be the problem.
What you're saying is keep all the receipts.
I am definitely saying keep all the receipts, but it's not like we can just get someone else to pay for it. We have a finite amount of money with us.
Where's
Do
Petro?
we know how much we've got?
I know how much I've got.
Music.
That's interesting. Okay, not all of it plays.
London sounds pretty creepy.
So yeah, so London, like I suppose as you're sort of wandering around at this time, so it's you arrive in a decent amount of time, so it's kind of before lunchtime, and it's London's kind of particularly in the 1920s, it's very much known for its fog. You know, it's also known kind of as like the London peculiars, mainly sort of really dense coal fires and factory pollution. So it's really kind of it's kind of that sort of you go and as you're walking around through the streets of London, sometimes it gets a bit more difficult to sort of see the end of the street. It's harder to navigate your way not being native to this area. And you kind of notice as you're going through, like, there are definitely distinct different color patches of fog. So some that are sort of a yellow brown, some are green, and some are more sort of like damp around you than other parts of it. It doesn't feel good on your chest as you go through. That's for sure. But I suppose after maybe about half an hour from coming off from the closest tube stop, it's easy enough to kind of find like a B&B called the Landlady Inn.
Where is that roughly?
So that would be, I'm trying to think where we are. There are so many little streets. It is
Roughly.
where are we? Sorry, I'm just trying to work out where the relation to where you are. A stupid thing on top. I've just seen it.
I believe in you, Greg.
And I've lost it again.
Oh.
Right, it is. There we go. 8, 7. So you are just over here.
Just here.
Just here.
Right, fine, perfect.
Yeah.
How much was that?
So on the outside of the sort of window, it's kind of steps that take you slightly back off the main street, and it's sort of surrounded by like an iron fence, and it's got a sort of like a I suppose a lace netting sort of over the window, that white sort of net curtain, and there's a small sign in the window that says it's £1.50 per night, B&B.
Is that per room? If
That'll
I
be
go in. I go in and I ask.
Okay. As you open sort of the door, it leads onto like a kind of like a corridor, and it's sort of wooden floors and sort of one of those old overly patterned rugs that cover most of it, and you can see going straightly direct up in front of you are some more quite sort of like chestnutty oak stairs, and to the right hand side is the lounge, and immediately as you come in, there's a warmth that sort of flows over you. They've obviously got the fire on inside, and that kind of smell hits you as you go in, and out comes this quite portly lady with a brown bun up on the top of her head, and she's ruddy in the cheeks, and you've almost stepped straight into someone's home, if that makes sense, as opposed to looking like an establishment. And she comes around the corner, she's like, "Afternoon."
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Welcome to the
we-
Landlady Inn. May I help?
Yes, I'd like to book. How many rooms do we need, gentlemen? Is it going to be 2 rooms or is it going to be 4 rooms?
I'm getting my own room.
4. We don't have to pay for it ourselves, though. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
4.
Yeah, we'd like 4 rooms if we can.
I'm afraid I can only do 3. We have someone else staying.
3's fine. I'll take 1. The other 2 can share.
Okay. I require payment up front. There are some folks who like to take advantage.
Right, I'm going to pay for a week.
A week, okay. Okay.
Now I have to work out how much cash I've got.
Not much. Well, no.
So that's
Calculator.
750 times
Oh.
3 times 5. So she takes this big wad of paper notes off you. Thank you.
I will ask for a receipt.
I'll bring one up shortly for you. That's not a problem at all, sir.
I'm going to have to ask for that receipt up front, please.
Say that again, Ed.
I'm going to have to ask for that receipt up front, please, because people take advantage of it.
She laughs kind of awkwardly, looking around, and she sort of does a once over all of you. It doesn't look like there's anyone else in the house, but she seems quite. She's got this kind of like old mother to her. She's stern, she's strict, and she begins to start talking to you about the rules. So there are some rules as you stay here. This is my home, and you will treat it as such. You must be back by 11 p.m. and there are to be no house guests. This is not that kind of place. Breakfast is served at 6:30 sharpest, and we expect you to be dressed not in your night clothes. Apart from that, please make yourself at home. The lounge is through here, the kitchen through here, and all of your rooms are upstairs. And she takes out of like a little wooden cupboard on the side. She takes out three room keys and hands them out to those in front of her. They just denote 1, 3, and 4.
Thank you very much, madam. I kind of take the key to number 1 and hand 3 and 4 over to whoever is stood behind me.
Might I inquire who it is that is staying in room 2?
That is none of your business, as it will not be any of theirs.
I thank
What
you
a
for...
question! I'm just gonna fucking slap him over the head, like it's an idiot. Why would he even ask that?
She doesn't really pay much mind to the slap, thinking more it's like a younger boy sort of being chastised. Right,
Gentlemen, if you hear some strange noises now, it's just the baby being burped. If you're hearing some slaps and stuff like that, it's just because I'm sat near to the computer. She's just had a bottle.
Luke, did you pay for everyone's room, so you just pay for yours?
No, I paid for all the rooms.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
easier.
Okay, that's fine then. Thank you.
Well, if that will be it, gentlemen, please do excuse me. I'm going to get that receipt for you.
Thank you very much.
And she sort of like gestures to the stairs as she then turns out and heads towards the kitchen.
I kind of turn around and look at them guys, and then I look up the steps, and then I charge up there to get the own room for myself.
Cool. I'm just gonna turn to fucking the kid and be like, "Who's staying in room 2? Really?"
Ed, as you run up the stairs, you can hear this voice coming from the kitchen. No running up the stairs.
And I kind of run on my tiptoes instead.
Okay.
Of course, I'm going to inquire.
Like a naughty child.
I'm going to turn to Victor and tell him he's in with Robert.
Oh, I thought that was going to go a different way then. Good.
I suppose I shall go and leave my stuff in the room with Robert then. And I just walk up the steps.
I'm just gonna, as he goes off, is like, "Don't knock on room 2."
So, as you kind of go up the stairs, there are some not fantastic portraits. They look a bit weathered, they look a bit old. There's one of some fruit, and there's one of a like a family sitting quite proper, staring out at some greenery. And as you get up to the doors, they're sort of, they don't quite necessarily fit the doorway that well. You can see there's a bit of like a couple of inches underneath, and the key just slides into the handle, sort of a circular knob as you go in. They're very basic rooms. There's a wash basin next to next to the window, and a jug with a towel, and then there's just sort of like an iron frame bed with sort of like a straw mattress on top of it.
I mean, it's probably better than the stuff we slept in New York, so or comparable.
I will take shotgun and put it under mattress.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just unpack my stuff. Yeah.
That's about all my
What
stuff.
time is it? Is it early on in the day, or is it late in the day, or?
Probably getting to about midday now.
All right. Okay.
So
So
gentlemen, shall we go sightseeing?
No, we have business. What are you talking about, Robert?
That was the analogy. But yes, I just went, well, let's go check out the area.
By all means.
Although those little plastic soldiers do look rather interesting. I wouldn't mind purchasing some of those.
I believe we are a few years too early, and
For
several.
Plastic was invented in 1866. I did a quiz on it yesterday.
And
Destroyed.
and several miles too far south for those little plastic men. Let us go sightseeing. Why not? And then I grab what I need, just my general kit of doing stuff, no guns, and I head downstairs back out to the street.
Okay.
And if these guys take longer, I'd step back inside and ask for a cup of tea.
Okay. How long are you guys waiting before you go down?
Nah, I'm just going to chuck the brass knuckles in my pocket, and it's still winter, isn't it? Overcoat on and
Yeah. Although it's
Yeah,
not as cold as New York was.
I've got like the overcoat, raincoaty type thing. I'm guessing there will be an inside pocket which I could kind of put the machete into without looking too bad.
Walk around with a machete.
I am.
What's wrong with you two?
Can we buy him a hunting knife or something? Because
Peru changed you.
that's subtle.
Yeah.
Dude.
So the last time I had to go out in a city and look around at people, an old man punched me in the jaw, and then I nearly died to a zombie
Right.
attack.
No, you didn't. And
Right, so I'm gonna tell him to put the machete back in the room. The first thing we will buy him is something a bit more concealable.
common sense.
Oh, can I have a sword cane, please?
Possibly.
If you find one.
That'd be amazing. That'd be
I
amazing.
don't think I can afford that.
Surely there must be some type of gentleman warrior shop somewhere.
Gentleman warrior shop.
Yeah.
The next
will be.
time.
Remember, not Cthulhu pulp.
No, but in fairness, there will be
There will be hunting shops. There will
Yeah.
be it's very easy to get shotgun shells and that sort of
like
ammunition.
there'll be that sort of where you can go and get all your
Pipes.
equipment for your African adventure.
Well, yeah.
To be fair, if it came to it, all we'd have to do is go into a store that sells kitchen items and buy a really sharp knife. So it's I'm sure we can do it without having to be elaborate.
Think what the episode's going to be called.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to tell him to put that back because there's no way that's concealable.
Okay.
But we will get you tooled up.
Kind of look rather dejected. Never allowed to take anything I want. Put it back under the pillow in the room. Come out with an hour and slam it. Make a lot of noise going down the steps, huffing and puffing as I go.
Stairs.
Yeah.
You're not my mum. You can't tell me what to do.
Oh God, no! It's all
I
good to shit.
spent half the money I own on this place. I'm getting kicked out.
I say that under my breath as any teenager would.
Okay.
Is she standing around? Well,
She's
she's
milling
busy.
about in the kitchen.
Can I ask where the nearest pub is?
There are plenty. What are you looking for?
Alcohol mainly.
I see. Well, there's the Green Giant at the end of the road. There's the King's Horse on the other side. There are
They will
plenty.
literally be everywhere.
Right. For the next minute, my character's in a huff and isn't going to speak because it's past 8 o'clock. Be back in a second.
Luke, she hands you a handwritten receipt. It's nothing more than a piece of paper that just says the landlady inn, the date you checked in, and the money you've spent for a number of nights, breakfast and bed.
I've got an Intimidate of 82. I'm going to take that. It's fine. If anyone tries to tell me that receipt's not acceptable, then they're going to be in trouble. Thank you.
I thought you meant you were going to try and intimidate
So
her
did
down
I.
or something. Yeah.
Improve your stationery.
No, it's just everyone. We're just going to fuck up this entire thing just in this one house.
Rampage!
Yeah. Get the machetes. Fucking break down door 2. Intimidate her into it, costing us no money. Just fuck it.
I think by this point in time, I am drinking that cup of tea.
Okay.
Like just in what I assume she has a sitting room. I'm just
Yeah,
sitting in there.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
just the living room.
No,
It's-
perfectly nice with her. It's she hasn't done anything wrong. It's fine. I will take the receipt gladly and put it into my pocket.
Before you go, would you be requiring dinner this evening?
What time will you be serving till?
It's due tonight, so I can keep some back, but no later than 9.
That should be perfect, thank you.
Would you like to pay for it now or add it to the bill at the end?
If we can add it to the bill, that would be perfect.
No problem. Enjoy your day, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And she kind of goes back.
You
She
too.
sits into the living room with Victor, and you see her pick up knitting needles as she switches the wireless on, and begins clacking away as it looks like she's making a patchwork blanket.
Right.
Let's get out of here before we screw it up anymore.
I finish sipping my tea.
Okay.
I politely excuse myself and I go outside.
She barely acknowledges you leaving. She's quite used to people coming and going.
Is this the lady in number 2?
Sorry,
Is that the lady in number 2?
the lady.
No.
Number 2. No.
Sorry, I've only just got back.
Sorry, no,
No.
that was the landlady.
No, it's the landlady.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're just going.
So-
So, actually, just before you go, Victor, roll a spot hidden.
Of course, I will roll a spot hidden.
Spit hidden.
A spit hidden. A
And we're
spit
going
hidden.
out for spitting.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a reasonably nice sitting room. You're distracted by the click-clacking of the needles and listening to the wireless.
I almost blinded myself on a knitting needle. That's what happened.
You don't notice the death masks on the wall.
Like, this seems fine.
with the little tags from owned by person number 2.
As you leave back outside again, kind of the smog is thick, and you really notice it coming back out of the house. It clings to your chest, and it's kind of got an acrid sort of smell to it. It's not nice to be around.
Cool. Are we walking then?
Yeah.
Well, it's
Where-
not far.
where
That's
was-
why I went. So I think we walked there.
Walk like this.
Where was it?
You're looking at for number 9.
No, 9, and we're in the
Going
little
this
red
way.
H, so it's dead close.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a reasonably nice walk. You sort of start to go down
I lead us that way.
that
As-
way.
Why?
After declaring myself the only person who's been to London and lived here, I walk us that way around the British Museum.
I was literally just going to say, you go past the British Museum. It's nice. It has like this really nice feel to it, consider the tall buildings that you've been in. It's quite nice because this has a slightly open feel. There's grand and majestic buildings, but you can easily see the sky. It's not covered by that sort of enclosing feeling of New York. As you kind of start to, I'm just thinking sort of a brisk pace, you probably get there in about quarter of an hour, if that. That's more because of dawdling. You come across a very high Victorian building. It's a few stories higher than the buildings either side, and it's altogether a lot grander in its scale. And you can see out the front of it that it's got a like a shiny copper like plate that sort of says the Penhew Foundation on the front of it. Yeah, it's surrounded by like a huge iron fence, front and rear, and it's easily accessible through the front. There's kind of like a gateway that people can walk up through. Yeah.
I turn to Robert and I'm like, "There you go, Robert. We did some sightseeing now." And then I just like immediately buzz. If is there a bell or anything that I can ring?
If you imagine sort of walking up sort of a lot of grand sort of museum steps over to almost like a big 2-pillar outside of like the main door, there is a doorman on the front entrance, but the door is open and he looks like he's just sort of checking who's going in and out.
I just walk up and see if he stops me from going in.
Okay. He doesn't. And almost succinct with you sort of coming up, he starts to walk away, and then continues doing. Looks like he's walking around the perimeter of the building. So he's going off on checks.
Okay. I walk past him. I go inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us move over to. Just trying to think if I have set up the Penhew Foundation properly. Bear me a second as I quickly make some shapes.
Cool. 2 seconds.
Oh, that's not it. So as you kind of go into the foundation, where would you come in through? You kind of go in through. So you go through the front door, and it's kind of flurried with kind of a lot of scholars coming in and out of it. They look like they're going in and out of sort of these side doors, checking around. And right at the very front, there is there's a reception desk with someone sat down. A young female smoking a cigarette. As she sort of sits behind this desk.
I walk up to the desk.
Good afternoon.
Yes, hello. Good afternoon. I am here along with my colleagues as part of the Elias inquiry into the Penhew into the Penhew Foundation and the Carlisle exhibition.
Right.
Is there anybody available that I can talk to?
And who exactly would you be wanting to talk to? She seems kind of overwhelmed with all that information, not really necessarily knowing everything that you're speaking about.
Of course. No, I would like to speak to all of those involved in the organisation of the Carlisle expedition, please.
Right.
We have been appointed by the Elias inquiry to find more information about what happened to them.
Okay. Bear with me 2 minutes, if you please. I will go and see who would be possible to meet you.
Of course.
And she kind of gets up a little bit shocked at kind of such requests. It's kind of not a day-to-day thing for her. She doesn't look very confident within dealing with it. As she walks away and she heads up, sort of down. Can you guys see the map? I take it.
Yep.
Yeah. She heads up sort of through and then goes left up the stairs at the back.
So she's gone to the stairs immediately next to her, or the stairs all the way at the back?
All the way at the back.
Okay.
And you can see that there's a sign sort of propped up and written in chalk, and it sort of says that an Egyptian collection is open for viewing from 4 o'clock to Monday to Friday. There's a little sign to like an exhibit hall, and there's kind of on the side wall, there's like a list of sort of key people who have perhaps maybe worked here once in a while, and Edward Gavigan is at the top of this, and it seems like he seems to be kind of the most recent sort of scholar to be of any noteworthy sort of importance around here at the time. A little bit, where are we? Not too long later. So you can see sort of there's all these doors that sort of lead off to the side of things that make it particularly difficult to sort of know what's going on. And after a short while, a man starts walking back alongside the receptionist that you came to, and they're sort of talking in quick conversation and hurried tones, and seems like they're trying to sort something out almost before. So this man that's walking towards you is very small in frame. He's wearing a pinstripe suit, a pointed nose, and sort of he's got quite angular features. And he walks up to you in sort of almost like this weaselly manner, sort of like a gentleman. I hear you want to make some inquiries.
Yes, indeed. We've been sent here to form an investigation as to the outcome of the Carlisle expedition, and I believe it is of utmost importance that we have a discussion here at the Penhew Foundation.
Right, and what would you need to complete that then?
I hope to God Joe comes back, because I can't even remember why we're at the Penhew Foundation.
We've got a business card.
Yes, you have it.
No, I'm just gone. That's it. I disappear. I cease to exist. We have been pointed this way through a number of different reasons, but primarily our benefactor, Jackson Elias. You may know him from his works. And I pause, waiting for him to see how he reacts, to see if he knows his writings.
Okay. Roll a psychology.
That's not a roll I wanted, but okay.
Okay. He sort of leans in. He's like, "Yes. I know somewhat of his writings. I do believe maybe you should meet my boss, the benefactor of the Penhew Foundation. Come with me."
Wonderful, thank you.
And he starts to lead you down the hallway, and as you're sort of walking, you can hear sort of every clack of your shoes makes that echoing sound across. Makes that sound as it goes across. I'm just trying to move an object without revealing the entirety of the secrets. So bear with me a second. If I can do this.
It's gonna fail.
It's gonna
Everyone
fail.
watch the map. Everyone watch the map.
There's already a load of stuff we probably shouldn't see.
Yeah. No, not that one. I can't move it.
The only thing that bothers me is stuff like the arrows where it says like the red door is locked. I was like,
Yeah,
why is the red door locked?
Yeah.
Why is there a large orange segment next to there? Why is there a large orange segment on any of these?
I know, I can't move the different floor. I'm gonna have to delete it, and you just have to play
It's
along,
alright.
I'm afraid. Let me just double check if this is the right one.
Everything.
Everything is gone.
Like I said, I can't even remember why we're here, so I'm just chilling.
Nope, that definitely was the right one. Stupid thing.
So the top one. Oh no.
Even that doesn't work. Sorry guys, this is absolutely
Alright,
spacing out on me.
Don't look at the map.
I thought I'd prepared this earlier. Embarrassing GM moments. Right. Hold on.
It's alright.
There we go. Right. So annoyingly, it's labelled on my thing as first floor when really it just says top floor. So that's not what he needs. Okay. So he leads you up the stairs, and it gets more and more grand as you start to come up. And what he does is he brings you over to the waiting room. Hold on, I've gone completely the wrong way. Sorry guys, this is breaking complete atmosphere. So he brings you up to, you walk sort of along the corridor, and he takes you into here, sort of number 5. And what he does is he sits you down on 3 chairs, and there's nothing really much to look at, and he gets down and sits behind a desk almost facing you. and he begins to type on a typewriter and shuffle some papers around and sort of just kind of keep getting busy, getting back to exactly what he was doing. You can see on his desk that it says Mr. Kinnery.
Alright. I'll mill about, waiting for the elevator music to start.
Yeah, yeah. So I suppose you're waiting around for a little while, and then it's not long until the door opens, and out strides a man who looks very sharp, very dapper, and he's very well dressed. He's kind of balding, but looks like he's very clean. He's very clean shaven. He's got manicured nails. He's very kind of to do about himself, and he has a pipe in his hand.
I stand up and I walk towards him with, then like outstretch my hand to shake his hand, saying, "Mr. Gavigan, I assume. Is it Mr. or is it Professor?"
Either will do, boy. Welcome. Thank you for coming, Mr. Kinnery. Please hold any messages for now. Yes, sir. And he welcomes you into his office. He's very confident, very suave. And as you kind of go through the door, there's this magnificent wood-panelled office. It's very, very nice. In the centre, you can see this huge desk with that green mat on top for his writing desk. And around there are Egyptian kind of like a couple of artifacts. Can everyone make a spot hidden roll, please?
No.
I mean, we can make the roll, but
Oh, it's all grey.
Green, isn't it? The green one.
Yeah.
yes, the green one.
Yeah, the green one.
And a green one. And a green one.
Okay. I'm going to whisper James.
James. You will fail at everything in life.
Why did it not find James?
It just came up that you were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said you were doing it, but
Welcome back.
roll a spot hidden, Ed.
Oh, yeah.
Right, 2 seconds.
No, do it now!
Do it now.
Hit the spot.
I'm technically good at this. I better fail.
There you go.
Well
Whoa.
done. Okay, I will send that over to you as well.
Ooh.
That's
so
all I see. Yeah, that's all I see.
that's
in
all you
there.
see.
Right, cool.
So he kind of he goes and sits behind his desk, and there are chairs laid out in front of the desk, 2 on either side. They are large, kind of more sort of office chairs, and by the fireplace there are sort of one-on-one sort of Chesterfields facing each other with a small desk, small kind of table in between. There are a couple of papers on there, and it looks like a little decanter with some whiskey in.
Come straight over there. I'm not going to help myself. I'm just going to sit next to it.
Sit next.
Expect it.
Okay. He welcomes everyone to sort of sit down in front of him, and sort of sits down, taking a moment and a few draws on his pipe, expectantly. And I hear you are here to do something with the Carlisle expedition. Is that right?
Yes, it is indeed. You see, we have been following up upon their expedition at the appointment of Jackson Elias, a man I'm sure you are familiar with from his works about various different. I'd like pause for a second, waiting to see kind of how he reacts to the name.
Psychology roll. Everyone, yeah, fuck it. Everyone can do one if they want.
I passed
That's
it
all
like
right, you
a
got it.
boss.
Psychology roll, you say?
I do.
Okay, just 1 second. Oh, I'm good at psychology, allegedly.
Okay, Robert and Victor. You notice that he is being very reserved. He's kind of holding back, and he's sort of saying, "Yes, I know of Mr. Elias. I have met him before. He once came to speak with me regarding Sir Aubrey."
Yes, yes, I don't doubt that for a single second. Unfortunately, however, it is incredibly unlikely you will ever meet him again.
As I have heard,
Yes.
I
However, we have been appointed by him to make investigations upon the Carlisle expedition and a number of other concerning things.
see.
As such, we have followed our leads, and we have arrived here at the Penhew Foundation to talk to your good self and hopefully further our investigation.
And what exactly do you believe I can help with, Mr.
The name is Victor Mies. I should introduce all of the rest of my colleagues here. This is Robert Dixon
Hello, pleasure to meet you.
of Somewhere. This is Jax of the Middle of Nowhere. And this is Mr. Smith, James Smith.
He hired some interesting people to come and investigate. Then,
The three of my colleagues here fared well on a previous expedition with him, one that you may have even read about in Peru. But myself, I am the newcomer here, and I have taken a role with them to best suit my purpose.
I see. Okay. So
Might I inquire as to how you heard of his demise?
it was in the papers, as I'm
Yes,
sure was deserving.
yes, indeed it was.
Are you
So
currently
can you
staying
tell
in
me about
room
your
2?
relationship with Jackson?
My relationship.
Yes, I mean, how well did you know him? He came to see you.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I've known him a while. He ended up being a very good friend. How about with you? How do you know him?
Unfortunately, not as well as you, Mr. Dixon. I met him only the once. He made an appointment to discuss the work of the Foundation with me. Said something around collecting background to see how we were supporting the Carlisle expedition. I was pleased to explain our role in the grant funding and the assistance with the, travel permits and the like. I bid him good day, and I hadn't heard from him since.
Of course, of course. Well, could you furnish us with any more information as to the expedition? Unfortunately, many of Mr. Elias's notes were, despite him having given us as much as he possibly could, were not actually available upon his passing.
Okay. Well, I can tell you what I remember. I have
Thank you.
no qualms with that. Carlyle had some information from an African woman concerning a shadowy time in Egyptian history, and Aubrey was long interested in that. This ancient time spoke of a sorcerer around the Nile who, supposedly ruled. The information was a hoax.
It was?
It we could find anything. When they went to Egypt, the woman disappeared with the expedition's funds. 3,500 British pounds, all of it, is from the foundation. I'm sad to say.
That is incredibly tragic, yes. Do you have the woman's name by any chance? I find it very likely that we would be, at some point in time, possibly pursuing our leads and ending up in much the same area of the world. So I have no doubt that if we were to come across a woman with much the same information, it would likely be the same woman. But I would like to know her name first.
I cannot truly remember her name. She was Carlyle's lover. But like you say, as tragic as losing the money was, he seemed more concerned with losing her.
Of course, one would be when it's an affair of the heart, you see.
Yes.
Can we get some people on the fact that when he said he can't remember whether or not we think he's really telling the truth there?
I mean, you?
I mean, I'm not
that
looking at it. I'm fucking terrible.
He's not even
mean,
in part of this conversation. He's at the other side of the room.
Oh, fuck you guys.
See?
Get screwed.
Fine. Go with your gut. Like the rest of us would just be like,
He's disdainful, and he is pausing between his words.
I'm a simple man, Greg. Is that a yes or no?
He doesn't have a psychology degree.
Yes.
He's withholding. He
He's
doesn't
definitely
like
withholding
this,
it.
and he's withholding things.
Yeah.
Does our presence here make you feel uncomfortable, sir?
Sorry, Ed, I'm struggling to hear you, mate.
So, does our presence here make you feel uncomfortable, sir?
Uncomfortable? How, Mr. Dixon, would you
I've
make
just
me
had-
feel uncomfortable?
I've just noticed from how you're speaking, and it feels like you may be holding something back. Now we're here lawfully to investigate what's going on here, and obviously the sooner as we can get the information, the sooner we can get out your way and allow you to get back on with your incredibly important work.
His tone in his face changes slightly. From a calm and relaxed person to a small frown glances his brow, and he takes a long, slow pull of his pipe.
I cut in as he's doing that. And I'm just like, please excuse my
He
colleague.
silences you with a hand. I invite you all to my office for a meeting when we have busy exhibits on, and you question me on not telling the truth. Who is exactly you think you are, Mr. Dixon?
I am a very concerned party regarding a friend of mine who was removed before he should be from this realm. I'm wanting to find out as much as I possibly can, as quick as I can, into how that happened and why that happened. And I believe that some of the information here could be of the utmost importance of us finding our way to that. I apologise if I've insulted you in any way.
And I would hold on to your emotions, Mr. Dixon. We are gentlemen, are we not? There are private matters that I'm sure you would agree are something I cannot tolerate getting into the gutter press. Paces like the Scoop, for instance. I mean, Christ, if they got hold of any of this, they would have a field day. I have a foundation to upkeep. I have a responsibility in our reputation, and I will not have you slandering it.
I'm not here to besmirch your reputation, sir. Far from it. I believe that you could be the utmost help to us in this investigation. We just need as much as you can possibly tell us. Can I try and persuade him to give that information out?
How are you going to persuade him?
By being really charming and nice and telling him he's right good at his job. And just trying to using the idea that we are friends with this guy, so he's as in friends with Elias. So it isn't a case of he's giving information away. He's telling it to people who he needs to tell it to.
Okay. Yeah. Make a charm roll.
That's the wrong one. That should be persuade. Persuade.
Yeah, I'll let you persuade if that's how you're going to do it. But I suppose you phrase it in a way. Okay. He takes like a long pull of his pipe, and as he glares down at you, at it, still quite heated and kind of easily aroused into anger. He continues and sort of says to you, the heat reportedly was terrible in Egypt, and Hypatia Masters suggested that the group spend the summer months in Kenya. It's cool that time of year. He sort of speaks to you guys a little bit like you're idiots. It may give some, it gave her some opportunity to take some photography of the wildlife there. However, I believe they entered dubious territory and thus paid for it with their lives.
Indeed.
The vast majority of everything they had from the incident was lost.
Yes, indeed. This is in the Aberdare forest, yes?
Yes. And how did you know?
I have been performing my own investigations, sir. I am not just here on a whim. The QQ villager who made those reports, I believe they are somebody that we will undoubtedly need to communicate with at some point in time. However, are you confirming then that Hypatia is the woman that Mr. Hudson, not Mr. Sorry, Mr. Carlyle was in love with?
No, boy. She was part of the expedition before.
I see.
Yes. The African woman is someone else.
Still nameless, though. I say with a smirk.
Memory does not function as well as you might think.
Of course.
They did, however, as they were on the expedition, they got some rather interesting artifacts from other periods. They used the trenches to help Aubrey systematic study of Dashur and some of the secondary sites in the west of Geyser. Some artifacts were even loaned to the British Museum. The lesser pieces came to reside here.
Of course. Do you still have them on exhibit? Is that what you are exhibiting right now?
Yes, they're in the hall upstairs.
I would very much love to see these exhibits if at the conclusion of our meeting, if that is possible.
Just ask Mr. Kinnery on the way out, or reception. They'll be able to guide you.
Of course, thank you.
Well, I suppose if that is it, gentlemen, I have other things to do today.
I look around at the others.
Thank
you very much for your time, sir.
As you're looking around,
it's Jack's nicking the whiskey.
let me see. What would you see? Just do another spot hidden.
I can fail my third one in a row.
Nope.
Okay. On his desk is a picture frame. There's a silver frame with a 3-story mansion sort of depicted in it. You got hard, didn't you?
I did.
Robert, you can see the picture frame and you see the mansion and you notice it. As close as you are, Victor, you notice that it says Mizir House.
Mizir House.
I will see it in the bottom right-hand corner.
Okay. Okay, and everyone else in the room do you all seem like you're kind of
bored?
Yeah.
Can't remember why we're here.
Done and finished talking.
I don't even know what these guys do.
These guys collect artifacts. If they fund journeys across the world, expeditions to recover artifacts, presumably to sell them, but you weren't there. I'll explain it to you anyway. But Greg, am I allowed to
British
just
colonialism in action. That's
wait
what it is.
to him right now?
What are you
Or
trying to talk? What do you want us to explain?
I don't know if I'm doing this. I'm doing this kind of out of character, just explaining why we're here.
Well, that could easily be done
Yeah.
as we are walking around the expedition, isn't it?
Yeah,
We've
let's
got a thing to explain as we are browsing
let's-
what
let's-
institutes like this do.
I turn back to whatever his name is, Greg, whatever.
Dick Van Dyke.
Gavigan.
Gavigan, and I'm like, thank you, Mr. Gavigan. Might you have 2 more minutes after I browse the exhibits to have a quick word with? I realise you are incredibly busy, sir.
He pulls out his pocket watch and perhaps I cannot promise you any time.
I thank you. And then we start to leave, I guess.
Well, I've forgotten where we found this guy's card. That's what I've forgotten.
I could. Well, I'll tell you outside of the room. And I just like.
I wasn't going to say that in character.
Yeah, like,
We found a copy of this card with the bloody tongue
Right.
assassins, and a copy of this card in Juju.
Right,
So
fine.
this
I just ask him.
because this guy is shady stuff, dude. This
Yeah.
guy is literally like connected to the cult that killed Jackson, and that were doing whatever the hell was in the basement of Juju.
Fine by me. Let's just do it.
Don't ask him. No, we go and browse what they have first,
Okay, and then can we ask him?
and then we come back and ask him.
Because
with the-
I'm just fucking
just-
done. At this point, I'm just like, I've traveled across to the fucking UK. We're sitting in a goddamn pub. And what's the point? I'm going to come here and some guy's going to fucking do nothing? No, we're just going to go off and just like, what the fuck is this mask? Why have we found your fucking cards at 2 different places? Why do you look like a shady asshole?
This is exactly why you're not doing the talking while we're investigating.
That's why I stayed absolutely silent. And if not, then we got fucking Luke. It's not like you can press the security button. We just fucking beat the crap out of him.
That is, we can go this way if you want. Is Greg prepared for this?
Well, I don't have my machete, but I do have a knife. Let's do some torture.
Saves our ass.
I leave.
I'm going to start writing a screenplay called Reservoir Dogs as we're doing it.
I can't remember if you're investigators or murder hobos. Which one is it?
We're all investigators at the moment, but I'm fucking tired. I'm just gonna beat him up. I'm not gonna kill him.
I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to bash your brains in. Oh, dear.
We leave the room.
Okay. As you sort of leave, he doesn't get up from his chair. The tone of the room has changed. As you sort of leave the smaller waiting room, Kinnerly just taps away upon his typewriter, and the door's kind of on those sort of not swinging hinges, but you know the mechanism that closes the door. It closes behind you.
I stop at Kinnerly, and I kind of like lean in a bit, and I'm just like, thank you for your service, Mr. Kinnerly. Gavigan has given us leave to investigate, or to at least peruse all of your wares and exhibitions. And then he has informed me that he may have a few moments to talk to me again at the end. Would you be able to inform me or tell me where I can find out what each of the rooms are? I believe there are a few different exhibitions here. Yes.
You're going to need to ask at reception for this. I have too many things on today, I'm afraid. The exposition is open till 4. They can explain the rest.
Of course.
I'm going to loom over him and ask him if he can show us.
Are you going to use your size to intimidate him?
I'm going to intimidate him.
Okay.
I want to roll the dice.
You want to
I'm
roll a
gonna
dice? You succeed. Let me just roll. Where is my... Okay. So as you loom over him, he doesn't look that intimidating. He looks quite hard-faced. And he sort of looks up his focus on you, and he's like, "Sir, I am not part of the team that would take you round. I mean no offence, but please go and ask the reception. I am merely Mr. Gavigan's assistant. It's only out the door and to the right."
Fucking destroyed. He's going
I
on
think
the list.
Mr. Muse asked you politely if you could show us the expedition.
He did, but I don't feel like you're hearing me.
I'm going to step forward and say, I don't think you are hearing me.
I'm going to kind of go up to the guy and whisper in his ear. Do you know why you let this guy win?
He lets out. So he's not necessarily intimidated to the fact that he's sort of like shaking and doing exactly what you want, but he stands up and he lets out a long sigh. It's like, "Follow me if you must. This way." And he goes to the door, just merely sort of 5 feet away, opens it, and points that way. If you can see the end of the corridor. If you have trouble, I suppose an optometrist would do.
While he's doing that, can I inspect what he was writing in the rest of his desk?
You can indeed. You can indeed.
These guys are all dicks. I hope they go away soon.
Dear diary.
Spotted.
Oh, I've lost the page.
Are there any wardrobes or anything, or big cupboards in this room?
No, it's a waiting room.
No, where we could hide a body.
No.
Yeah, in fucking Mr. Gavigan or Gaviscon's room or whatever. Just like,
I could just crumple him up and put him under the desk.
yeah.
So it looks as though he's booking appointments for people, benefactors. There's talk about, could we possibly set up an event? Would you help sponsor this trip? This and that. Nothing of actual real significance.
Nothing that stands out to me at all.
Trip to where?
No, there's only general correspondence. There's nothing really that would sort anything out. Trip to where? Trip to Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing we could piggyback on.
Nothing. Nothing. Okay.
I've got an idea as to whether I should do it.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
At this point, I'm just like, if
Right.
it involves punching someone, I'm in.
I'm going to lean in to. You're looking very concerned, Joe.
I mean, nope. I'm fine. You investigate however you want to investigate.
I am going to lean into Joe, to Victor,
Yep.
and quietly
Yep.
say I'm going to create a distraction.
Yep.
And it would be a good time to examine the safe in Gaviscon.
Gavigan.
Yeah, Gaviscon.
Gaviscon. I've got that in there. His office. It may be the only chance we get.
James, I'm going to.
Gaviscon's in Gaviscon's room, right?
Yeah, I'm going to create a distraction.
Oh, okay.
James,
It's going to be that big a distraction.
Can you roll a luck roll, because you're trying to whisper? The guy's only a couple of feet away and already has his attention on you because he's trying to show you out of the room of which you wanted. Could you roll a luck roll to see if he can hear you?
Excuse me for a moment. I'm going to create. Holy
Yes,
fuck!
yes, I can.
Can I assist him in
He
some way
doesn't
by just
even
chatting
see your
banal
lips
rubbish to
move.
him?
No, you can't.
As you master ventriloquism,
As I psychically tell him exactly
Yeah.
what I want him to know.
I see his hand just like curl into a fist, and I'm like, oh, it's go time. Okay.
Right, so I'm gonna grab
Who cares what his name is? Short fat guy.
by the scruff of the neck and pick him up and just shout at him loudly that I don't take for that tone. We have been nothing but civil. And pinning him to the wall, probably a foot off the ground. Loudly.
Okay. You can see people in the corridor, the academics start to look, through the open door, and wondering what this kind of kerfuffle is about. Kinnelly sort of pinned to the wall. His demeanor changes from hard face to actually a little bit of worry, and you can see his lip tremble. I see. Clearly, I have upset you. How might we resolve this?
By doing the thing we asked you to, you fucking moron. Jesus. I'm gonna say that. I'm just actually gonna say that.
You could right. Well, I never assume people are incapable. It was merely to be polite and allow you to find your way, but clearly not in the mood. If you wouldn't mind putting me down, we're causing a scene.
Gavigan come out of his office.
He's let's just for the sake.
In fact, I'll take him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So he starts to move, and Gavigan comes out and swings open the door. What is going on?
What type of a tin pot organisation are you running here, Gaviscon? This gentleman has insulted us. I think he needs to apologise. In fact, I think he needs to do more than apologise. I want his job.
You want his job?
Well, I want him not to have his job. I don't particularly want to work here, but what are the working hours and what do you pay?
And you just hear
My CV. I'd like an interview.
I'm a people person, damn it. A people person. I can answer telephones.
and you just Gavigan sort of takes in a deep breath, and you see him go, "Security! Somebody, Gina, phone the police."
I wouldn't do that, Gina.
What? Why?
Jesus Christ, what do you
Because
men think you're doing?
And I'm just standing there, like looking.
Oh, he's not even gone for the.
No, well, he's
Right,
standing.
okay,
Like, there's no
you know
way
what?
he's like
Fuck
come
it.
out of his door, right?
I'm
There's
just
no way
gonna,
he's coming further than his door, so I'm not going to just try and push past him into his
I'm
office.
gonna walk up to Gaviscon and punch him in his stupid face.
Oh no, it's gone proper south.
Right. Okay.
is that in response to being punched in the face by an old man?
An old man, and you see he's harder than me. You think I'm tough?
Sweet baby Jesus. Alrighty then. Let me try and find this page because I wasn't expecting to go here.
No,
He's dead. I can't see him breathing. He's dead.
I mean, this is the best way to get him away from the door, so... I mean, and we're already getting done by police, so fuck
Right,
it.
roll an attack.
I did.
You rolled an attack, you got a 77. Gavigan
Gaviscon, please.
gets a 76.
little did you know he's a bare knuckle boxing champion. He just rams your face into the door.
Just like every time I try to punch someone. Yeah.
So as you go to throw a fist into his gut, it looks as though he's about to block it with his elbow, and you manage to connect with his stomach, and you can hear this as he's slightly winded. Roll your damage.
Sweet. I don't even know what my damage is. Oh, wait.
Be D3 if it's just punching.
No, one bet on it. Mine's better.
Well, yeah, but you're like a giant.
Yeah.
Jack,
You've also
it's
got brass
like
knuckles.
Twice the strength of me.
There you go. I'm not rolling the... that was just for the
Five.
damage.
Okay. So
Rockaroo.
Gavigan kind of like readies himself, and he sort of he takes a step back into the doorway, and he shrugs off his blazer, and you can see him square his chest and recover very quickly from being punched in the stomach, and he sort of shrugs it off, and you can start to see him take sort of an old traditional boxing stance.
Oh, hey, James.
Stop this!
This
at
guy
once.
wants some.
Oh, this is
So-
all on you. I'll just keep his assistant held to behind the wall.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Robert can do that.
Well, I would have, but you won't let me ruin my machete.
Yeah, I'm more concerned that this guy is not human, because he just took
Okay.
basically half my HP.
Alright, when he's not looking, can I just give him a good whack to his head?
I mean, he's in the doorway, sort of facing you guys, like trying
he's
to defend
like-
multi people off. So
But I
he's-
figured that he'd be kind of, squaring up
Like
to.
there, right?
Nah, because
he
there's no.
walked back into
yeah.
the doorway so that he would, because there's more of you than there is him.
Yeah, he's standing like here. I assume. Is that right?
Sorry, I've got
Yeah.
a different screen up. Yes.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, cool. I take this moment to walk out of the door away from his office,
Right.
take a quick glance at his assistant, and I'm like, so, the reception desk for the exhibits, yes? And I walk up to the reception desk.
Okay. You can see the lady at the reception desk is rapidly talking on the phone.
I put my finger on the wrist on the what's it called?
just the receiver.
yeah.
But just as you're
Yeah,
coming
I put
out,
it-
so just picture this. She's rapidly talking. There is a man in a black suit who you originally saw standing outside, starting to run towards the
Oh,
doorway.
yeah, that guy.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to think if he'd have a pistol.
This is how we're all going to die, isn't it?
Yes,
Oh no!
yes. This is exactly how we all die.
I want to distract the old fighter as much as I can. So I'm going to shout at him really loudly. Do you know how to Rochambeau? And then I'm going to kick him in the nuts as hard as I can.
Who's that? Sorry.
That's the guy who's kind of squaring with the boxing stance, the old man.
Right.
Get us gone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right, I'm gonna let you do this attack, and then we're gonna start to have to roll initiative because this is getting crazy. So
Okay.
you try and hit him in the nuts, and he's going to.
Can I have advantage for like distracting him?
No, he is desperately ready for this attack.
I'm,
Fucking
that's why
bad
I'm trying
people.
out. Do you know how to Rochambeau first?
Yeah,
For what? I'm going to kick him in the nuts.
and he does know
I mean-
how to Rochambeau.
I mean, like you are just basically shouting at him, "I'm going to attack you," and then trying to attack him.
Okay,
Like,
so you go
He
to
gets advantage.
kick him, and it misses. He goes to box you straight square in the jaw as you come towards, but you manage to duck back at the last moment. We need to do fucking
yep.
you guys.
I just don't look at me.
You guys.
It is a dex roll, right?
Dex roll, yeah.
It was a simple plan.
Your first outing in London, and you can't
I mean, I
behave
don't-
yourselves.
Oh, look at that. I'm going to totally try and kick him in the nuts again.
Right.
And fail.
What the
So
hell?
both of those failed.
And
It
then,
doesn't matter on Dex, does it? You just order. Isn't it?
no, I
yes,
think it
but
still
if
matters.
It still kind of matters in relation to if you were better than someone else, just in terms of the fine
Alright, cool.
points of it, but not really. So,
Yeah, so it's,
Robert's going
Robert,
first.
Then Jax, then myself, then whoever fumbled the least.
Yeah, so this is the case.
Because it's the higher number within the success bracket. Because that is why you have a higher number, right?
Correct, Amundo, my friend. Jax, Victor. Where's Victor's roll? I can't see it.
26,
So you're,
which is just a success.
This has turned out to be the best episode ever.
No, it's turning out to be the worst.
Don't forget the assistant.
Just throw him out the door and close it.
To be fair, I thought we were just going to drop him somewhere and
Well, that may well be what I'm doing. I'm not sure he's much of a fighter, but then you never know. This place could be full of master assassins.
No, that odd look, we all thought we were going to double over and like be sick and poo himself. All of a sudden, we're just like, wiping blood away from his leg, going, and starting to hit us.
Right. There you go,
It's old
people.
man Bruce Lee.
Robert, you're up.
Right. I am going to punch the guy as hard as I can and then move as far away from him as I can.
Okay, so he's going to return a hit at the same time.
Okay. Well, let me go find my. This is how you dodge. Not dodge even. This is how you
Punch.
throw punches. Right. Can't believe he knew how to rush him.
So he cracks you one. 4. I need a D3, so half of this. So take that as 3 plus 3. He hits you for 6 square in the face as you're trying to back up. What's your maximum health?
11.
He breaks your nose. And immediately you can feel this red, this warm liquid going down your face and that clog of ironness in the back of your throat. Victor.
I'm at the front desk, right?
He's now out the door, down the road.
Has the security guard gone past me yet?
No, because you've rolled before him. So he's jogging towards trying to work out where the kerfuffle is.
Okay, like I said, I put my finger on the receiver. I lean down to the receptionist, and I just to her, I'm like, it seems you have some kind of kerfuffle happening. I would just like to inquire as to which of your exhibitions are currently open still, despite this minor disturbance. I thank you for your time.
She's very shocked. She's very shrill. What are you doing? I know the kerfuffle. I'm trying to. Why would you? Just go. And she starts
Which
dialing
room?
again.
I put my finger back on the receiver. I'm like, yes, but which room? Ma'am, please. I am trying to just peruse some of the ancient artifacts you have here. I am deeply invested. Please give me your full attention. You are the receptionist here.
Signs upstairs. Move! And she slaps your hand away from the receiver and begins to again start dialing.
As she slaps my hand, I'm just I don't know how much longer I've got to do this. As she slaps my hand away, I'm just like, that is incredibly rude of you. And I pull the cord out of the phone, so it pulls off, and so it's useless.
Okay, we will come back to that. Jax.
I'm gonna punch him in the fucking face. Screw
Gavigan.
this guy. Yeah, Gavin's gone.
Okay. He will hit you back.
No, he won't. I mean, I've got to believe in myself. Yeah, there we go.
You manage to strike him.
Get wrecked, boy. Get super wrecked.
Okay, he takes 5 points of damage.
If this guy isn't unconscious after 10, or very close to unconscious after 10 points of damage, this guy is actually not human.
I mean,
Okay, if he's still alive after 10 points of damage, I'm stabbing him.
Yeah, James, you need to fucking hit this guy. This guy's fucking insane.
James, it's you.
It's not. It's the guards, isn't it?
No. You passed before. Oh, did you fumble?
I fumbled.
Oh,
Proper.
my apologies. So Gavigan. He's going to. How many attacks does he get per round?
What?
Just the one, gents. Don't worry.
Oh, thank God for that.
He's going to. So you stepped in, and Andy. He's going to try and crack Jax back for hitting him. What are you doing? You dodging or you attacking back?
I want to punch him, dude. The question is, when do I spend luck? Do I see what you roll, or should I do this first?
You know what he's got in 19, but you don't know whether that's pass or fail.
Yes.
yeah, you roll yours, and then you
Cool,
spend luck whether or not you want to.
Cool. I just want to make sure before I
I
roll,
would
and
guess
then
that's how it works.
okay.
Okay.
However,
Man,
I'm thinking 19 is
yeah.
probably a pass.
Mine wasn't a 19.
No,
Oh,
No,
his
yours
was
was a
19.
yours was a 49. So like it's either 5 points of luck or you hope that 19 is just a success.
Yeah, I'll go 5 points of luck then and make it a
We'll
hard.
take it to a 44 hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cross them off. Gavigan strikes you square in the stomach. He gives you a good old 1-2. So one in the jaw, one in the across the chest is he's hitting you, and he does. So that go down to 1. You take 3 points of damage.
Cool.
Then down to the guard. So the guard runs and gets to the doorway and can see James pinning up the the office assistant, and the guard draws out a small baton from inside of his jacket. It's like a small stubby little truncheon, and he doesn't get to do anything this turn because he just got there. He spent all his turn running. Kinnelly, after the fight has broken out, he's going to defend himself. The choice is, where's Kinnelly gone? Is he man enough? You've attacked.
I mean, he's against James. He's not man enough.
You've attacked.
Just like fist through face, through walls.
You've
Just like
Yeah.
Jax is like twice the strength of me.
You've attacked Gavigan, so he's going to, as you're pinning him up around the neck, he's going to try and kick you in the soft bits. Are you
Right.
going to dodge it or hit him back?
No, I'm trying to nut him.
Okay.
So it's going to be an unarmed brawl.
You got hard. That beats my pass. You nut him in
Picture in the nuts and
square.
you got hard.
You nut him, and he takes a solid 5 points of damage as his teeth, one of his teeth goes in, and he spits it back out at you. James.
I'm going to. Oh, this probably isn't what I expected.
No one did.
It's the best distraction ever.
I'm going to drop the.
You said throw wrong.
You're gonna drop him.
No, because I want to try and hit the guard because I think the guard's a bigger threat. So I'm just going to drop this guy on the floor.
Right.
I'm probably turning my back on him now. And he's going to clonk me one. But
So he's gonna, he'll punch you.
and I'm going to go for the guard.
Okay, and the guard will take a swing at you as well. So as you drop Kinnelly, he punches you and he goes straight past your head. He misses you. And the guard will attempt to swack you with his club.
I mean, he's not beating that.
probably not.
Critical. No, and he swings wide with his little baton, and the guard himself takes 5 points of damage. That brings us back up to Robert.
Okay. What's around me?
You're in a waiting room,
Is there
so there
anything I
was
can pick up?
3 chairs. There was, I suppose, the other side of the fight would be the desk. There might be paperweights on there.
Is there a paperweight on there?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to pick it up and smash it into that guy's head.
Which guy's head?
The old one who's just broken my nose.
So in terms of, so we're thinking like just a couple of seconds per round. It would take you your action to go over and get the paperweight.
Oh man, is there anything else around me I can use as a weapon?
It's a pretty blank room, to be honest.
Oh, I don't want to pull out my knife and stab him. That's a really bad thing to do. But I don't just want to walk away because the last time he hit me, he like nearly killed me. So I guess I'm just gonna have to punch him again.
Okay.
What does he look like at the moment? Is he like perfectly fine?
He's ripped.
He's shrugged it off. He's an athletic older gentleman.
But
he's
like, how much HP does this fucker have?
So he's gonna punch you back.
You do know we're just going to kill him and solve London on day one.
I mean, that's fine by me. Jesus Christ.
Okay. He smacks you back.
Just gonna knock
You
him out. Oh,
take,
thank God.
3 points of damage.
Hang on. What did you roll?
I
don't
rolled
know.
an 11,
I got a
which is almost
even if-
certainly better
Even
than...
if I use 19 luck, then would
Yeah.
it still?
I
No,
would still
he's
succeed.
still hitting you, dude. He's probably actually hitting you on an extreme on an 11.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not going to be using luck then because it ain't going to help.
Nope.
all of your luck.
I mean, I've got 95 to go, so I'm just gonna fucking pound him.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be how much damage would it have done to him?
10
3.
at the moment.
3, yeah.
3
5
to
plus
you,
3.
10 to
Oh,
him.
it'd be 13 damage total to him if you had landed that hit. We're on
Okay,
10
well,
right
I'll
now.
tell you what. I'm going to use all my luck so I don't die, and I'm going to bring it down to a 6. So I extreme him.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You beat his extreme by 1 point. And you deal 3 damage to him. Somehow managing to dodge every blow. Luckily, somehow, all that training on the boat, you seem to
Like a
anticipate where
ballet
these would go.
dancer.
Like a ballet dancer. And then we move to Victor.
Standing at the... What has she done in response to me pulling the cable?
So at this point, she steps back in shock and screams. And you kind of see that there are a lot of gentlemen around looking at you as you've started almost to attack a woman.
Oh, it's busy in here.
Oh, there are lots of academics going in and out. Oh, yeah.
I haven't attacked her. I've merely asked for a guided tour.
Grabbed the phone off her.
I did,
She
yeah.
screamed.
I pulled the cable out the back of the phone. That's all that I did. Yeah. Okay. So she stood up and screamed, and I'm just like, what are you doing, madam? I did not mean to offend you in the slightest. I just merely required a tour and to be defended from these brutes over here, pointing at my friends who are beating up 2 of her colleagues.
Right.
3.
You can see her keep taking steps back further and further away from you to the safety of some of the other academics around, and you can see...
Which way is she going? Is she going towards, like, the 11s?
To sort more to this way, to the stairs. And she's kind of gibbering a little bit, and she's looking around for some help, and you can see a couple of people do go and stand by her side. Academics, one's probably in his 40s, the other's kind of much in his 50s. And then
at which point in time... Okay, at which point in time I look at them and I'm like, fine then, I'll show myself around. And I start looking through the drawers for the keys that look like they might lock the front door.
Okay. Roll a spot hidden.
Yup. Nope.
You do not find anything in those drawers, and they start to, one of the gentlemen starts moving towards you. What are you doing?
I'm looking for a map if no one will show me around.
You need to leave now. You're not welcome in this place anymore. Behaviour
That's a
like
shame. That is a shame, sir. And is he an academic?
Yeah.
I step up to him, like just puff out my chest, and I walk up to him. I'm like, I believe I will go where I please, sir.
Okay. Right. He's gonna grab you and try and sort of like not hit you, but grapple you to move you out off the premises. What would you like to do?
Fuck's sake, Joe. Starting fights. Christ.
I pull my knife out and I stab him.
Right.
I literally just like, I
What's
guess,
that? In for a penny, in for a pound.
right? Like, we're not getting out of this in any situation without 0 witnesses. Okay, that is how this goes down now. There is no other way, so I might as well. Like, if you guys beat this person up, we leave, and whatever happens, we have to leave London.
Gentlemen, 10 episodes.
We
10
have to
episodes
leave
of
London
investigation.
straight away.
Down,
10
it's
10 episodes of
1920s.
investigation, and now episode 11, we murder hobos.
Right? I didn't have a choice in this. Like,
You-
I don't.
so you didn't-
He
You didn't
manhandles
start
me.
this, Victor.
Either...
You just had to finish it.
Exactly. Exactly. I
Oh,
don't have a
you
choice.
don't know,
I
I'm
just have to
kidding.
deal with this.
Right. Okay.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, so the other option is he manhandles me out, and then what?
At least one of the party survives.
The one who's actually interested in this shit. Everyone else is just up for a fight. Oh wait, maybe not you, Edward. Oh.
I just got dragged into it. That's it. I've been dragged
What would
since
Victor
Peru.
do? Legitimately, in this situation, what would Victor do? Because
I think having been like brought up by his father, at least for the first 10 years of his life, and then like having like seen some of the stuff that he's seen, he might not stab the guy. Actually, he would probably pull out the knife and just hold it like up to him and be like, "You will remove your hands from me, sir," and is what he will do. Are you okay with that, Greg? Am I allowed to retcon that into that?
So roll an intimidate versus with definitely with advantage, and I'm going to still try and grapple you.
Okay, I
To
like
see if that
straight up
happens
don't
first.
have any numbers in this.
Oh
Sir.
shit, son.
Well, sir. That was without advantage, but advantage isn't going to do a single other thing for me. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think.
the advantage for
You
changes the 15 down to 11, right? Or 10.
You'd roll a d10, and that would take off points off the second number. So you could take it down to 5, technically.
Yeah, so I take it down to a 12 if I want to, but that's not actually beneficial for me.
It would, yeah. It doesn't in this scenario because of his score. So he pauses and sort of reels. You can see the whites around his eyes as he's clearly shocked, not used to this manner at a archaeological foundation. He was not preparing for this on this day. Okay.
Fool.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I
just
thought.
Take it easy.
We back up now, sir. All of you. And all of you, looking at like literally everyone else in the room,
Okay.
I'm like, all of you will go and sequester yourself in a room where it is safe. Because I believe this kerfuffle, and I like gesture over to the other 3, I'm like, is going to end questionably. Okay?
Okay. I'm just gonna roll to see if there are any heroes in here.
Any heroes.
Oh, there's a hero.
So, the Gina lets out kind of like a, and the majority of them start moving away back to
This hero needs a
get
name.
to door number 9.
Yeah, Gavigan.
There's 4
There
of
you
them,
go.
and one guy starts to run towards you to attempt to rugby tackle you. So I'll just see how decent he is at this.
Do I get to respond to this?
You do.
He
You
gets-
can see him coming.
Yeah.
He's getting a stabbing.
He's not made he's not made it to you, but you can see him start to gain pace.
I ready myself with the knife to just literally hold it out towards him, so he runs into the knife.
You could try and hit him with the hilt.
No, I'm not like swinging it at him or like
Just-
doing it in any subtle way. I'm literally just pointing the knife at him as he starts to run at me.
Okay, he runs up and gets close, and then starts to lose speed as he sees that towards you. Over to Jax.
Well, I'm gonna punch the fucking guy in the face for the 3rd round in a row.
Okay, he's going to hit you back because he's a beast.
I will. Probably. I'm gonna
Wait.
spend
Beat him.
the. Yeah, but I'm not sure. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no
I
way
know.
that can be a hard, right? So yeah.
There's no way that can be a hard from him.
Yeah.
But that is definitely a success from him, so he will be beating you, right?
What?
No.
No. You want the lower to the number.
Do you?
Yeah.
Not
so-
like infinity. Unlike infinity.
Okay.
The lower to the
Yeah,
number.
so I'll stick with it because there's absolutely no way that can be a hard for him. So
Is it the lower the better?
That it must be down now. I mean, I've only got 11 8 points, and that'd take it to like 13.
yeah, the 17 would be what he's on after this.
So, regardless of that, you're pretty sure that you managed to strike him, and somehow he's caught your arm in the crook of his arm, and he uppercuts you into the jaw,
What?
Okay.
and you take 5 points of damage.
So that was a
Okay.
crit. That was a hard. Shit.
No, but what?
No, he's just
what
got
do you-
magic bullshit.
No, what do you guys do when you want to make something hit?
He
Oh, he
spends
used
luck.
luck as
Oh
well.
right, yeah.
He's almost he is definitely a main character, and he is definitely able to spend luck as we can.
Alright, this guy's getting fucking slayed.
Yeah, he's getting stabbed now.
Right, I'm going to go to the other rule book to make this more interesting.
No,
So have we all decided which way we're going to take our new characters? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to survive this, and
TP,
I am going to
it
It would
finish
be
the
good if one of us
Okay.
did.
I mean, I quite like the idea of like the whole of Jax's. Jax's? What was your father's name?
Jackson. No, it was Jacob.
Jakob bringing like all his airline is the people that are bringing this forward. Okay. Well, so I'm gonna have a little flick through this book. Gavigon's next, and he's going to. How hurt are you, Jax?
Very hurt.
Are you? Okay. I just want to
Did you
see.
start saying stuff?
I'm tempted.
Basically.
I'm tempted. I just need to find the right page. It's whether or not this happens, because it'd be pretty funny. But it changes the story entirely.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna die, but I'm so happy.
I mean, I think we have irreparably changed the story anyway, Greg.
I mean, that's a fair comment.
In fairness, no one was really liking Jax anyway.
Not even Jax like Jax.
Right, okay. Let this happen then. So, sorry guys, I've not done this before.
No, it's fine, dude.
This
I know
is-
you tried one time.
I tried one time,
tried.
but you coup de grace him.
There's Jakob and shooting people at random.
It wasn't at random. It was 0% at random. It was 100% required and necessary.
It felt random to me.
Where's it gone?
Right. Whatever this fucker does, I'm going to hit unarmed and then spend all my luck.
I am going to crit him. I don't
Yeah.
care what you do.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what he rolls.
I mean, attacker wins in ties, right?
If there's one way I can get this back on track.
Have you got a do-over spell?
It was all a dream.
Not quite. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Right, so I'm going to spend 1d6. I don't even have to fucking roll for it. Right, you need to roll a power, Jax.
The fuck?
Actually, all of you need to roll a power.
Power.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll spend. How much luck is that? I've spent 40 luck to do that, so I'll just spend 40 luck, and then get a.
You're spending
Hard
40
Just-
luck.
I'll just casually spend 40 luck. Okay.
I've still got another 55. I was on 99 at the start of this.
And you're going to die, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll just use it.
Right, everyone's rolled. So, you spent 40 luck.
Yep, so I'm on hard 37.
Okay. Instantaneously, Robert, you start to forget exactly why you're fighting. You calm immediately, and your head feels a little bit fuzzy, and you kind of, not necessarily like deja vu, but you just feel a little bit out of it, but you've probably forgotten the last 5-10 minutes.
So I'm just going to start grabbing at my nose and going, ow, what happened to my face?
Yeah, well, pretty much, yeah. The guard, would the guard be affected by this? The guard would be affected by this. So, the guard doesn't care. And he
The guard's
swings
like, I've been through you
his
before.
club at James's head.
I'm going to try and hit him back.
Ooh.
The guard is clearly a budget guard.
Yeah, budget with his club,
Yeah.
but not with anything else.
Yeah.
Can you do non-lethally in this game?
Yeah, like, I mean, you could, like, if you get him to 0 HP, he's going to be more knocked out than sort of bleeding dead.
I'm not intending to kill him.
But you might have given him boxer's brain damage.
Yeah.
So he's still going.
God, he's quite tough.
Yeah. So he's still going. So yeah, that was his first strike that's really hit him.
No, he's had 10 HP now.
Oh, is he? Okay. He's still going though. And then Kinnerly is going to again try and strike you in a dirty strike from the back of the head.
Yeah.
Are you what? Oh yeah, I suppose. You would still be able to dodge, but you definitely have to get a hard, because you're pretty adept at boxing. So.
Yeah.
No. So he.
Hard. Yeah, no, definitely not going to make that.
So he whacks you in the back of the head for 3 points of damage. Back to you.
I'm going to wallop the guard one.
Wall up the guard, yeah. Which you do successfully, and you don't want to. You're not trying to like rip his head off, are you? So
No.
You hit him. You didn't get your brass knuckles on, even, did you?
Nope.
So
No, that's the first time he's done anything other than like 5 damage.
how
and
do
he
you
just-
want to knock him out?
I would imagine I've hit him probably. I don't want to kill the guy. In the chin. I'll try and break his jaw and just
Yeah.
sort of
Okay.
crack.
So he does that kind of like where you hit it, and you can definitely see sort of the reverberation as his whole head sort of spins and his body just falls with him as he sort of slumps in the entrance to the doorway. Robert.
Well, I'm just kind of, what? Looking at I don't know what's going on anymore, do I? 'Cause
You're very confused.
I'm guessing I'm seeing my friends fighting and I'm thinking, what the bloody hell's going on?
Yeah.
So can I just hold, if you know what I mean, hold ready?
Yeah. Okay. What would you? What are you kind of trying to hold ready?
I'd have my hands up as in what's going on, but it's more a defensive thing than I'm going to start taking names and kicking asses.
Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
in case anybody swings at me type of a thing.
Okay. Okay. So I'll give you a hold. Just let me know if you want to do anything in between.
Okay.
Yeah. Victor.
Is this guy still charging me?
No, he sort of ran up and then stopped up at you. He lost pace.
Okay, I'm holding the knife still at him. I'm like, are you going to join your friends in the room, or are you going to do something stupid that you would regret, sir?
I'll go. Just don't hurt the lady.
Of course, I had no intention of hurting the lady. I had no intention of hurting anyone in this godforsaken place. I'm not one of those morons. Get in the room.
And he starts to walk backwards towards the room. He doesn't take his eyes off
Sure.
you.
I walk with him and I find out what that room is.
It is number 9. Jumping all over the place.
The telephone exchange.
Yeah, I was like, room with telephone.
It's the ladies' water closet.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine.
I pull the door shut.
Yeah.
And is it like is it just like a handle? What does it do?
It's a handle one. Yeah.
Not
like a knob.
And it opens inwards, I assume,
Yes.
rather than outwards. I don't really have a way of closing this door permanently.
Are there any
stand
mops
up for
or
a bit.
anything there? Because you wedge a mop behind the handle so it wouldn't go down and it locks them in.
Maybe, but I doubt there's a mop anywhere around.
On the outside.
Is there a time?
I just like, before I close the door, I'm like, now, so long as everybody is incredibly nice, we'll all get out of here, won't we? And I shut the door.
Okay. That probably would have taken up all of your turn. You alright with that? Yeah.
I'm happy for that. Yeah.
Jax.
Guess I'll just punch the fucker.
Okay. He will attack you back because he ain't having this.
Cool. I spend. So how does this work? Because if you're going to spend luck as well, do we both have to do it in secret? Because if I spend luck and then you can just spend luck to beat me, then that's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? I suppose I'll always have overarching sort of seeing things because
Yeah,
You can
so-
choose what
I
you're
can,
going
yeah,
to do.
I can
but-
choose whether he does or not, really. So it's whether or not you want to take the gamble, I would
I was
say.
going to say as it's Greg's game, but we've kind of taken that away from him tonight.
You've ruined everything.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'll spend luck.
Before you do, in terms of thinking about how you would add this up, if that was to be a hard for me, I'd have to have 130 in my attack.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Bear in mind we cap out at 100
Could-
most times.
Are we?
Yeah. So
Are we definitely rolling the lowest scores better? Because I'm sure that's not how we did it the other week.
Because I think you want to get low because that's how it gets you into the next bracket, isn't it? Of hard.
Yeah,
but I
you want
thought it was.
the fact that you increase by increasing the number and getting higher potential numbers means that is
Going up.
going
yeah,
up.
but if you think about it the other way, you spend luck to go down. You don't spend luck to go
Yeah,
up.
but you would only ever spend luck to go to the next bracket. You would never
Why
bother
would
to
you?
be like, well, why would you ever just be like,
all of the brackets
Because
go
you
up
just want
as
to
well.
beat it.
All
I
of the
guess.
brackets go up. So, with that
I guess,
unarmed,
yeah, I
you get
guess.
the 89, 44,
let's just play lower.
17.
Let's just play like lower makes
Yeah.
sense, I suppose.
Because like here, I know I've beaten him, but I don't know what his.
Yeah, it just means that somebody with like a success range of 20 to 35 or whatever, who gets a success beats somebody who gets a success on an 80.
Yeah.
Feels weird.
Yeah. But
Well,
your
that's
percentage
infinity
of
as
it,
well,
even
isn't it?
success is a lot smaller, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna spend luck because I'm not taking
Yeah.
the fucking risk on this guy.
Okay.
So I spend whatever it is to get to the hard. Stuff.
Okay. So you hit him for 5 points of damage. And
And he still looks okay.
he's still going. He's swaying a little bit. He looks bloody. He looks a bit of a mess.
This guy's
but
taking
he's
18
still
points
up.
of damage.
And at this point, he starts muttering again. Could everyone make a power save?
Power. Yes.
You fucking knobheads.
from outside the ladies' bathroom, I'm like, I hate that voodoo shit. I'm not. My father taught me not to take that voodoo shit.
Right.
What's hilarious is that we've now got a load of people locked up in the women's bathroom who don't know why they're there.
I mean, yeah, surely are they making rolls as well?
Let's have a look at the range.
I guess you don't need
That's
to
a
roll;
great-
you can decide. But
That's fantastic. The police can just run in, but they're not even Like they're
They're
not
not-
even called. But even if they
Well-
did come in, they just walk in and go, "What the fuck? Why am I here?"
I've also been doing this wrong. It's an opposed power roll.
Oh.
But the reality of me actually beating those scores is incredibly difficult.
I don't know. They're not massive.
Look, I'm gonna remember what's going on.
Yeah, you're just like, fuck this guy.
Watch me get a critical now.
Like a steel trap.
26.
You see, that does beat all of us but Victor.
Okay.
Yeah, but it depends on the pass, I guess.
Oh god. Sorry. There's chapters within chapters of everything. So I need to do maths because my power is fucking huge.
Where's the HP?
There's almost certainly a hard for him if he's like starting to do this stuff.
Yeah. Who else got a hard?
No one.
No, sorry.
No one. It
Actually,
was-
I'm actually under the bottom bracket,
Are you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, but
only
Victor still.
but Victor
no.
still beat me. So
Yeah.
the rest of you, all in that room, suddenly a cloudiness goes over your mind. You feel very foggy. You feel kind of almost like, even mid brawl, you're kind of like, what? Why am I kind of like, what the fuck? Ow, this hurts. And the rest of them sort of, the what does Kinnerly do?
does Kinley not get affected?
Let's have a look. Yeah, Kinnerly probably does get affected. Kinnerly
Yes.
has no idea what's going on. So, yeah. And Gavigan kind of looks at you and he sort of goes, I believe it is time to leave.
How far do we not remember?
So, the maximum I can take away from you is...
Do I hear him say that?
What?
I believe it is time to leave. Bearing in mind, I'm not in the room. I'm not anywhere else, and I probably just heard the fight just stop.
Yeah, I think you would have just heard the fight that just stopped. You need to forget a certain... So I can give you... I don't have to give you a time frame. I can make you forget a certain event. I would like you to forget up until leaving the room until now. Up until leaving Gavigan and now. With these, so you still have the intentions of checking out the rest of the museum.
Okay. Why is he telling us to leave then?
You don't know. You're confused.
Okay.
Well, I guess that if it's like that, we're just going to do that, aren't we? Because it's.
Yeah. I'm
Why-
just like,
why
I'm
wouldn't
gonna,
we?
I'm gonna look kind of confused as to why we insulted him so greatly, and also why he's puffed his chest out. But you know,
And why his
Why
face
Jack's
looks
half
pummeled
dead?
in. Yeah.
yeah. We're like, Jesus, you look like shit.
But I'm going to assume that's kind of part of the power thing that we. Otherwise, it just doesn't work, does it? If it's
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all just going to walk out.
Yeah. Like having heard the fight stop and see these guys walk out. Can I make a occult roll to know that what I just felt and what just came kind of like almost came over me was something, or a mythos roll, or
Make a mythos roll.
oh, yeah, a mythos roll on 2?
No.
So close.
Yep, so close.
At this point, James turns around to Victor and goes, "Right, I've got an idea."
No, can I. What role is it going to be for me to just like kind of have a realization that something has changed dramatically here?
There is no need to roll.
Okay, in which case I just kind of like I see something strange is happening, and I've seen a couple of strange things, and I'm just like, put the knife away, and head up the stairs next to me, I guess. Just kind of like sneak in.
Still going to go for this.
Okay. It's an open exhibition. You can walk
Like-
in freely.
Yeah,
Um,
like And if I'm doing this as quickly as possible, after like he said it from the other room, and they start to come out, I'm assuming nobody's going to even see me do it. I can make a stealth roll if you want me to.
You've locked everyone else up in the bathroom.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
happy
but-
for you to just go.
Okay, I just go.
What
How-
about all the people in the bathroom? Do they remember what's going on?
You don't know.
They're in the bathroom.
They're in the bathroom, but it's not locked.
Yeah, but they're probably a bit confused why they're all in the women's bathroom together.
Yep.
Even the baby's upset by it. So, okay. So you're going to go up the stairs, and as you go up the stairs,
I assume the stairs next to me are upstairs, right?
Yes.
Or are they downstairs?
they are both upstairs.
Okay, so the ones on the inside of the building are the upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So going up the stairs,
Do you want to do what happens to everyone else first?
you can do.
I don't mind. It's up to you.
Yeah. What are you guys doing as you're sort of coming out?
Well,
I'm wondering why my nose is
Yes, I
bleeding
guess.
profusely.
as we step over an unconscious security guard,
Yeah. There's a very unsettling feeling, almost, as of like, I don't know if you guys have ever fainted or blacked out before, and when you come to, that kind of like, wait, what? Like,
he said it was
Why?
time to leave, didn't he?
he said it,
That-
yeah.
So I guess we leave.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I'm
like,
fine with that.
Okay.
Just-
So go back into the main foyer and then,
towards
Out
the door.
okay. Okay.
Wonder where everybody is.
Yeah, it's really quiet on the way out. Victor, you go up into the exhibit.
Yep.
The windows of the exhibit are broad and tall, and there's vent openings on the top. All the surfaces are kind of finished in marble, and the ceiling is a good sort of 20 feet high. And it's a pretty good museum. There's mummies, there's glass cases filled with pottery and artifacts, all sort of filled sort of in tasteful rows. You're the only person here, and yeah, it's a nice Egyptian sort of themed exhibit.
Okay. Can I just take some time to explore the exhibit and look around? Like, I might as well.
How long would you like to spend?
What's the time? About 1
About
o'clock?
that, yeah.
I spend the next 3 hours doing that.
Next 3 hours.
Yeah, I go until it closes, unless somebody disturbs me, and I obviously try and get into each of the rooms if the rooms are like small rooms with exhibit stuff. I guess
Okay.
if that's how it's arranged.
After probably about 45 minutes or so, you can start to hear the approach of sirens to the Penhew Foundation.
Okay, and I've explored just the main chamber, or I've started to go into some of the small rooms.
It's easy enough to have a look at all of it.
Yeah, in that 45 minutes, do I have enough time to look at all of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I do that? And like, is there anything of any interest here to me?
if you liked Egypt,
Focusing
yeah.
on. Okay, so 1 second. Let me check my notebook. I did have like Egypt stuff that I wanted to look into. Save change.
Sorry, while he looks at that, what happened the last 30 seconds? Like,
Sirens have turned up in 45 minutes, so
Yeah, so
We
like,
haven't
I
done
assume you
anything
guys are long gone.
right.
Any masks? Like the
Um,
three-headed mask that I found?
Only sort of like mummification masks.
Mummification. Does it bear resemblance to the mummified bloody tongue mask in any way?
No.
Or just that it's mummified?
Just dynastic Egypt sort of masks.
Nothing. So literally nothing that stands out too much. Okay. Upon hearing the sirens, I wait for them to. I think I probably wait for them to like arrive and stop,
Okay. From the windows, you can see, or I suppose they wouldn't have necessarily those sort of flashing lights, but you can, they are pulled up to the front of the building.
Sure. Can I check to see if the elevator's working? If that's what that E is. I assume it looks like a lift.
Wait a second.
It also says elevator on the key. So
Just trying to think about where it would go down to. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
down to the stairs.
So it's one of those elevators like a kind of you open up the grate and then you sort of pull down like a lever, and it can go down. Yeah, you can do that easily. There are 2 floors. There's one for down and then basement.
I go down a floor, and if it's just like gates, I see what I can see on that floor.
Yeah, so that takes you into like a staff room. It looks like.
Is there any? Do people see me?
There's no one in there at the minute.
I go down again.
Okay, gets down. And looking out, this is kind of like a furnace room.
Okay. Nobody in there.
Nobody in there.
I step out of the elevator, I think.
Okay.
And I start to just explore in there for some reason.
Okay.
Because there's clearly something going on here. Clearly.
I wouldn't know, Joe. I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know, would you not?
Okay, so
I just walked out.
So that's kind of what it looks like. There is a single door. There's a lower wall, and then there's just a coal store in number 12.
Yeah.
And there's kind of like a doorway to here.
I go and what is this? I go and have a look at whatever this is.
That's the furnace.
That's a furnace. And there's a door over here, is this right?
Yeah.
I check to see if this door opens.
It does. You can hear a hustle and bustle. There are people in the first floor, like main corridor.
Like above me, so kind of like along this bit here.
Yeah, so you can hear like people shouting, people coming to, someone giving directions.
Can I make a listen roll to see if I can work out what they're saying roughly?
Yeah, go for it. It's quite clear that the police have arrived, and whoever was in the bathroom, they're trying to explain to them, and someone is giving directions to start sweeping the building.
To sweep the building, okay. Screw it. I check this door.
Okay. It opens, and there is a storage room in front of you. There's lots of just a dump of sheets and things that you would clean sort of cases with, and items like that. Roll a spot hidden. Okay. There's something. It doesn't look right. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm not giving too much away. There we go. So there's lots of crates and sort of old furnitures and rolled up rugs, and it's quite dusty in here. Looks like people haven't entered in a while, but what you can see is that there's definitely a thin layer of dust that covers most of the crates, but there's definitely a clear walkway that people have walked through. And what that does, let me just see if I can move this again. It's not the easiest of things to move, unfortunately, but it will completely give away the whole thing. Okay,
I'm glad I paid no attention when it revealed earlier then.
Yeah. So yeah, there's kind of like a clear walkway with direction of travel to one that looks like an empty mummy case. That's pretty poor conditioned at the back of the room.
Okay.
it's kind of a bit enclosed by other things, just general crates and boxes.
But there's also sheets and other things down here covering stuff up.
Yeah.
Joe's gonna become a ghost.
I'm very tempted to just hide in this room until the sweep goes, because there's no reason for them to assume that anything
You
else
didn't
happened.
leave with us.
I definitely shut this door behind me as I get in there. And I just follow the footprints for now. I follow the path that everybody else has taken.
Okay. So that leads you to the mummy at the back, the mummy case at
Yeah.
the back. Yeah.
And it's just a sarcophagus. There's no mummy in it.
It's a sarcophagus.
Cool. Is there hieroglyphics on it?
Yeah, around the edge of it,
Can I roll other language hieroglyphics?
if you would like to.
I spend 28 luck.
Okay. So you get a general gist of it's quite in poor condition. It says we wish up until the afterlife may you reign over for centuries to come.
Okay, and no name, nothing like that.
No.
Can I inspect it? Does it look like it? People just seem to be walking up to this repeatedly.
Yes. Have a good inspect, my man.
Yeah, I mean, I know what I think, but I don't know if I think what he would do. Spot hidden, is that what I'm looking for?
As you're kind of sort of investigating and reading the hieroglyphics, and you go around, and your fingers go over the eyes on the sarcophagus, and they feel out of place.
Okay. Pokey.
Okay. With a small whir, an electric motor slides the case across, and you can see a steep set of stairs going down.
Does it look like there's a lever on the other side to make it move or not move?
What do you mean?
Is there a lever on the other side to make it move back?
It looks like you'd press the eyes from the there's another button on the inside.
Yeah, so I step in and I press that button.
Okay. It goes over the top of you, and immediately sort of you're encompassed by darkness. Standing on the steep ladder.
I go down the steep ladder.
Okie dokie.
I'm totally expecting this to be the first couple of seasons of the X-Files, where Mulder sees all the shit and Scully doesn't anything.
You guys don't believe a single thing. Yeah.
Okay. So you work your way down into a basement at the bottom, and it's a spacious room enclosed by thick concrete on all sides. But it's independent from the building. It feels kind of a bit like a box within a box.
Does it remind me of a basement of a certain other shop? In the sense of it's a stone room beneath a place.
Not necessarily. A little bit, but not necessarily. So, so what you can see is there is a door to the south wall that allows larger items to come in.
Yep.
There is lots of shelving that's kind of obscured by packing crates. There's electric cables that go through to a main fuse box, and in the wall there's a lot of hot and cold water pipes that go through that look like they connect to the boiler. And there also looks like there's an air intake pipe that looks like it leads directly out. Could you... Oh no, that wouldn't make any difference. So there's it's pretty dark in here. It's pretty hard to find. So you're gonna have to, you're hard pressed to see anything.
Okay. I don't think I have a lighter on me or anything of the kind. No, I don't. Can I feel my way around the room to find somewhere that feels suitable to hide in?
Okay.
Like I'm already behind a secret door.
Yeah.
But like, does it feel like if I assume I'm in 13. It's the location 13, yeah.
You've gone down it.
Oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not even in location 13
No,
anymore.
you're in
Okay.
somewhere like completely off map.
Okay.
Could you roll a luck roll?
Yes, of course I can roll a luck roll, having just spent all my luck.
Okay. You
You
don't
break a leg.
Yeah, I die.
You knock
I
into a
just
few
die.
things. You don't find any way of turning on any light. You're quite sure you can smell candles that have long since burnt out,
Okay.
but the inky darkness is continuously around you. You kind of feel with your hands, and you can sort of feel stacks and crates of boxes, a chest, a bookcase. There's something on the wall like artwork. And there's kind of almost like, how would you feel for this? Like a glass set on a desk. Small, long, elongated tubes with a cork in the top.
Okay. But I found a desk.
Yeah.
Can I take a deep breath
Yeah.
and see what it smells like in here?
So it smells
Like trying to calm myself as well from being in like completely dark room with.
So it's kind of like that. You can smell like there's definitely fresh air that comes from outside.
Mhm.
You can smell burnt of candles. You can
Mhm.
smell over near the desk in various sort of parts. The smells vary. So there's like an irony smell. There's kind of like a rotting sort of smell. There's some strong herbs. There is the smell of old books.
Do you say a
Leather.
rotten smell?
A rotten smell, yeah.
Okay. Can I roll track to follow the scent of candles?
Okay.
I mean, I'd prefer spot hidden, but track is like
I'll-
the only thing that's applicable by the look of things.
I'll allow you to push the roll on the luck, I suppose, if you're trying to find a light source. I'll allow you to do a spot hidden, but I want a hard because you're pushing it.
Okay, I just like and like finding the right way towards what I think is the right scent.
Yeah.
I get a nothing.
No.
I
Okay.
fumble around in the dark some
Yeah,
more.
you fumble around the dark.
I guess I just move around a lot, and do I even remember the way back to the way I came in?
Not really.
Okay. Well, it was nice knowing you all. I guess can I just try and find the corner of the room. Like the corner of the room shouldn't be super hard to find.
Yeah.
Heading kind of what I think is back towards the way I came in.
Yeah.
And then just like are my eyes going to even adjust here? I stop and I wait for my eyes to adjust even a slight amount so I can find my way kind of back out.
Okay. Okay. As your eyes adjust very slightly.
Yeah.
I
I get to the point where if I get to a corner, I huddle down in the corner and I just like I sit and contemplate my poor choices.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I suppose that there are lots of sort of just the things we've described: crates, the desk. Would your eyes probably wouldn't adjust enough to see that. There are shapes on the floor. Small cylinders, but apart from that,
Okay.
you can just about sort of see the stairs.
And I can just about see the stairs.
Just about, yeah.
I kind of head back towards the stairs and listen to see if I can hear anybody the other side, like at the top of the stairs.
Okay. Another spot hidden, please.
Oh, or I listen?
Oh, listen, sorry. I forgot there's two in this game.
Yeah, there are. I just click the button.
Okay. You
The
can't hear
first one.
anyone above you.
Cool. Yeah, I get up to the thing, and then I climb up the stairs, get ready to press the button, and I listen again.
Okay.
Can I take my extreme?
Yeah. There's no one on the other side,
Okay.
or
How
even
long
down
has it
on this
been?
floor. Probably another 10 minutes, because I would imagine you'd be moving quite quick paced.
Okay. I sit myself down at the top of those stairs, and I wait.
Okay.
An hour,
Okay.
if not longer.
Okay.
Do I know what time it is? It's because I was 45 minutes, another 10 minutes. It's like 2 something maybe now.
You could guesstimate. You wouldn't have a knowledge unless you've got a pocket watch.
I don't have. Do I have a pocket watch? I don't think so. I just sit there.
Okay.
I think I'd probably just sit there. Oh, I have a wristwatch, but I probably can't see it. I just sit there and wait, and I wait out the amount of time that I think it would be until after closing time.
Okay. Okay.
And I carry on listening the entire time to see if anybody comes towards me, or if I hear anybody.
In the space that time, you do hear people come down into the bottom, and you can sort of almost see like a light shine through the cracks in the sarcophagus.
Okay.
Someone comes and searches the room and leaves. Yeah. And you imagine maybe 3 hours pass.
3 hours past, so it's definitely past closing of the 4 o'clock of the exhibits. But I imagine offices and other things stay open longer. I wait another hour.
Okay.
Like just to make sure that like everybody's gone home, janitor, etc. as well.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing. Nobody. Nothing.
No.
Cool. I press the button.
Okay. As the sarcophagus goes back on the whirring motion on the electric motor, it goes, and it's sort of, you can see light going down into the bottom of the, or partial light going down
Past me.
Yeah, so you can see the base of the stairs, or a part of it.
I take one last peek, and then I like step out of there, I think.
Okay, so in your last peek, you can see on the middle of the floor, it looks like there's been drawn chalk on the floor in some sort of ritualistic shape. Candles in the center. You can see that on the desk, it looks like there's a small alchemy set with red in the vials. There looks like there's chunks of skin in some kind of like mason jars. You can see there's a really interesting picture on the side of the wall. It's got kind of like a green bat with wings on the wall, and there's a long elongated face with tentacles coming from the mouth.
Oh, nice. Do I need to make a roll of any kind, having seen that?
Yeah, make a sanity roll, actually.
Cool. I wish I'd never asked.
So, yeah, I was getting to that point anyway. 1d2 sanity lost.
Do you want me to roll that?
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a d4 and half it.
Okay.
So 2. And that comes off my 65/74/97, right?
Yeah.
Comes off the 65 of that.
Yes.
Cool.
Also make a Cthulhu Mythos roll, just in case. Nope, no mind.
I do have the luck to make that, but I'm not gonna, because that would take me to 2 luck.
On day 1 in London.
5 luck.
Yeah.
I kind of like I look at it. I don't really recognize it. I'm just like, okay, this is weird. This is beyond weird.
Okay.
And I step out. I close the thing, and I try and stealthily as possible make my way out to this door that seems to go outside.
Okay. Yeah, that is fine. The door's locked as you come to it, though.
The door is locked as I come to it.
Yeah, so they've locked up for the night.
Okay. Well. I get my ass into the elevator, I guess,
Okay.
and I go up a floor.
Okay. You manage that with no problems.
In the staff room,
It's interestingly noisy,
yeah,
in the quietness, having an elevator go up.
yeah.
But there doesn't seem to be anyone in the staff room.
Okay, I get out into the staff room, and I go and stand like whichever side the door opens to. I stand behind where it would open, and I just wait and I listen.
Okay. Okay. Roll.
Wow.
Listen. Okay. You don't hear anyone.
I don't hear anyone,
You don't
even
hear
after that.
Yeah.
I sneak out of that room,
Okay.
and I go. Do I see anybody as I sneak out of that room?
You don't. Seems like all the kerfuffle is calmed.
Yeah, I go up to this door here, and this door here, and I go in. I like see if there's anybody in there.
Okay. It looks like Kinnerly has gone home for the day.
Sure, I get my ass in there. I search Kennelly's desk for keys.
For keys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There are no keys. I won't even make you roll. There are no keys.
There are no keys.
Did he ever close that safe?
I don't know. I go. I guess I then I check this door and I listen up against that door.
Okay. Roll a listen.
If he's in there, he's so gonna kill you.
He is. Yeah.
You can't hear anything.
I go through the door. I assume there's nobody there.
There's nobody there.
Okay. I then search his desk.
Okay. So searching his desk then. So there's a telegram on the desk.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will link to you now, which is number 5. Let's change it to only I can edit it, but everyone can have it. Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything else of note. Oh, hold on, what's this? Anything else of note on the desk?
Drawers?
Yeah, you sort of go through the drawers, and there's general kind of a mishmash of correspondence and things like that. There doesn't seem to be anything else there.
Okay. I then take a good long ass look around his room.
Okay.
If it feels like nobody's here and nobody's in this office, then I explore. I take the time and I just explore.
Okay.
Being as careful as possible not to move stuff and then not put it back afterwards, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Right, roll me a spot hidden.
Or do you want me to roll your stealth as well for the putting stuff back?
We'll do that later. Okay, so you can see the safe is still open. And also, as you're sort of going through, you notice in the closet there seems to be a secret door. The closet is empty, unlike anything else, which holds glass and port. This one is empty against the back wall. Sorry, against the north wall.
I have a look in the safe.
Okay. Within the safe, you see that there is Gavigan's handwritten signature on the reverse of a white packet of £1 notes. There are a total of 100 £1 notes in there. And that's all that's really in there, actually. What's this? Yeah.
All that for £100.
That's you. I'm not even taking those £100.
$500, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
I pull out my sketch pad and a pencil, and I copy his signature.
Nice. Okay. Let's do a roll to see how accurate you get that.
I do it repeatedly. Can I do it with advantage?
Yes.
Like I'm just there. I'm just like getting it done. What do you want a roll for?
It wouldn't be art or craft. Have you got any? They used to in the old version. There used to be a fraud
Yeah, or
skill.
forgery or
Raise
something.
up. Yeah.
You're not still. You can add your own skills, can't you?
Yeah, which would just mean it'd be a 0-5.
Yeah, it's like 5% chance or 1% chance or something ridiculous.
Sleight of hand, ride, firearm, plus 12.1.
Art and crafts.
Yeah, I know. I think it's probably going to be a 0-5
Oh,
roll. I
slow
think.
hand? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I will do that, but after a couple of tries and just like mashing it horribly wrong, probably, I try and trace it if I can up against like a light source.
I'll allow you to trace it.
Cool. I'll make the roll just in case I syntax error that shit, and then so this is my roll. Art.
No,
It's like nearly there, but not quite. After I do it multiple times, and I'm just like, nah, I trace this, and I go and trace it.
Cool. And it's
Remember, you had advantage, Joe, because you did it so many times. You might.
I mean, it still
no,
doesn't
you
get me
can't,
under
yeah.
5 now.
Sorry. Yeah.
It would look
We
good
might-
enough, but it looks as though it's not flowy enough that it would be his own signature.
If you got it down by 10, and then you could spend 3 luck.
I trace it. Tracing it is going to be better, right?
You rolled it down to 1d10, dude. Like, you've got it. You may as well use it. And then if you get 10, then you can.
Okay, I get
it.
so I get an
Yeah.
11 instead of an 18,
Okay.
and then I spend 6 luck.
Okay.
To make it look good, I guess, rather than just traced. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow that.
Yeah, just spend your luck. Just spend your luck. This will
Day
be fine.
one.
Does that counts as an art roll that I passed, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna improve those rubbings that I've been doing.
Wait,
Okay. So there's £100. I don't take it. I put it back,
okay.
and I put it back exactly if I possibly can how it was.
Okay.
I then go through the secret door.
Okay. And leads down to the storage room that you were just in.
Okay, so it leads down to where I was with the sarcophagus, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's cool. And then I like walk back up again. I get back up.
Yeah.
And God, what else? Is there anything else I want to explore in this place? Not really. I try and I walk around a bit.
Yeah.
And I try and find a set of keys that will let me at least open the doors, because I assume every door is locked right now.
Yeah. Roll a luck just to see if you do find them, and if someone's left them
Oh
around.
yeah,
after.
just spend that luck that you're about to need to roll.
No.
I
You
found my
don't
keys.
come across the keys.
Okay. So I'm locked in, right?
Pretty much.
Did you check the secret door thing?
Yeah, it went back down to where I was. Can I look around then for a torch or something?
torch? Would you find a torch in a museum? Possibly. Again, roll of luck. It just seems a bit of an odd item to have just out lying around, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally going into rooms. In fact, I will definitely search the staff room,
Okay.
because the staff room is probably the most likely place to have a thing. But I will roll a luck for it and fail miserably.
There's no torches around here.
There's no torches. I can I. Is revealing the key of things going to be like a spoiler for me now, or can I just like I explore every room? If I'm locked in,
Yeah.
I don't try and break my way out.
Okay.
I like.
So you
like-
want to almost like take 20 sort of thing.
Yeah. I
That's
take
right.
20 to like look in every room, see what
Okay.
see what the room is, not necessarily like search for clues or anything. I'm locked in. I might as well spend the night doing this.
Right. So you're not looking for a way out. You're looking for everything.
Well, at this point in time, I'm locked in, so I'm not looking for a way out. No, I'm just.
Okay. I suppose realistically you don't find anything that you haven't already found.
Okay.
If you stick to the main rooms, yeah.
Yeah. So number 4. Like, do I work out rather roughly they are then? Is
Yeah,
all
so-
I'm really saying.
So all of those rooms, I'll give you access to that. It is quite
Cool.
literally. There's just all these side rooms are where scholars would go to take items to evaluate,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
and they'd be locked in whilst they have them. I mean, if you want to take 20,
Yep.
I'm happy. I think he's smart enough that he would probably be able to find, like, coming up to sort of like maybe, let's make it past curfew for fun, about 10:30 at night, you'd be able to find the coal chute.
Oh, like I don't think I'm getting out of here until the break of dawn. Like I don't think I'm not leaving this building to go back to sleep at home.
Right.
To sleep at the thing. I think he's spending the entire night doing his best to explore this place.
Okay.
Like work out everything he possibly can. If he can't find a torch in the end, like I don't know. But he will definitely try and find a way to make sure that come morning he will maybe end up like waiting for somebody to come unlock this door
Right.
by hiding in here maybe,
Okay.
and just being ready to like when that door gets unlocked go out and like leave and just like get home in the morning.
Okay.
For the rest of the night, however, he does just explore this place. Like
Right.
if he finds like the 15s of files and stuff, he'll just start like reading through files to just, even nothing else, to just keep himself awake.
Okay. I suppose, would you ever return into the basement room?
The one down through the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Only if he found a torch or a way to turn on lights that would shine enough for him to go back down. But I'll leave that to your judgment.
Right. Okay. Got an-
Otherwise, like he's perfectly
I was
happy
gonna
to
say
like.
there's likely to be matches or something lying around, isn't there?
Yeah,
In
like
the
anything like
1920s
that.
when
Yeah.
everyone smoked.
Yeah. If you're spending that long, yeah, I'll say that you can get probably enough to make sort of an oil lantern. It's
Okay. Well, that's not where I wanted to go, but Victor definitely does. So, goodbye, Victor. You find an oil lantern probably at 3 a.m.
Okay.
Why not do this at the witching hour? 3:33 a.m.
And I think what we'll do, gents, is we'll start there next week
Okay.
as you go back in. For
I
a
really
second
wanted to go
class.
back and get everybody else and go the next night, but never mind. Okay.
How are we gonna get in?
I was planning on trying to find some keys and getting us in the next night.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, but you're not getting out.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Ever.
think I'm ever getting out.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, gents. That certainly did not go to plan by any means. That was bizarre. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what would
Yeah.
have happened if the spell hadn't worked. So.